Kia-ora, everyone, and welcome to the fifth and final video in our San Antonio Water Park Week series. I've been to a lot of water parks this week, and in this video, I'm going to compare and contrast all the different water parks that I went to. Once again, full credit to this whole video series idea goes to the Tim Tracker. If you don't know who Tim is, he is a theme park vlogger who lives out in Orlando, Florida, and goes to all the big theme parks out there like Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, and more. Tim did a water park week series about 4 years ago with all the water parks in the Orlando area, Volcano Bay, Typhoon Lagoon, Aquatica, and Blizzard Beach. And it gave me an idea to do the same thing, but with all the water parks in the San Antonio area. I will put all of the links to Tim's videos in my description, so you can go check them out. Now it's time to begin, but before we start, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the series. We're going to start this video off with a quick recap of each day from each water park during Water Park Week. If you want to see each day individually, there will be links to those videos down in the description below. Now, we need to point out the elephant in the room here. I was not able to go to each water park in 1 week. For those of you who didn't know, I've spent the last 10 weeks working at SeaWorld San Antonio in their summer camp program. It was virtually impossible for me to spend a whole week going to water parks and not working. So I had to go on separate weekends when the parks were pretty crowded. So keep that in mind as you watch the videos. The first water park that we went to was Whitewater Bay, the water park attached to Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. This was an interesting day at the water park because I was actually there for a special event. It was day 3 of the park's roller coaster rodeo event, and attendees were given 2 hours of exclusive ride time on all the slides. This made it very easy to get on all the slides quickly because there was barely anyone in the water park at that time. I was able to ride 9 of the 10 water slides at Whitewater Bay, which includes raft slides, body slides, an aqua coaster, and tube slides. Unfortunately, due to Six Flags' policies, I was not able to bring my GoPro on any of the slides. I also pointed out some areas of relaxation, including a wave pool shaped like the state of Texas, a lazy river, some cabanas, and a huge kids' play area with a cowboy hat dump bucket, as well as some restaurants where you could eat at. Whitewater Bay is an interesting water park because you can enter the park free with your admission into Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. However, in years past, this park has been notorious for operating like a free water park. On select days, the park would operate only a handful of water slides, and the lines tend to get long very quickly. This park also runs on a limited capacity, so make sure you get there early if you want to get in. There is also, to my knowledge, no flash pass system for Whitewater Bay, so if you go on your own, you will definitely be waiting in some long lines. The next water park that we went to was Splashtown San Antonio. This is a small water park located just outside of downtown San Antonio. I've always called this water park the Discount Water Park of San Antonio, and in my video, I definitely proved why. Splashtown claims to have over 40 water slides, but a majority of them are kiddie slides. The park does have 7 big water slides, including tube slides, body slides, and a mat slide. There are no raft slides or aqua coasters at this park. I was only able to get on 4 of the 7 slides because of a few miscommunications as to when the big tower of body slides would open. The park does let you film on all the water slides, so I was able to capture my experience on all the slides that I rode. I pointed out Splashtown's wave pool, lazy river, and kids areas. This is clearly meant to be a water park for younger kids, and it operates that way. I wasn't very impressed with all the food options at Splashtown because they only had a single restaurant with the generic food options for a water park like burgers, chicken strips, pizza, and more. All in all, I didn't really enjoy my Splashtown visit. The next water park that I went to was Schlitterbahn, New Braunfels. This water park is located in downtown New Braunfels, which is about 20 minutes outside of San Antonio. This is easily the largest water park that we went to, with 4 separate areas. The park was so big that I had to come on 2 separate days in order to record everything I wanted to. I was able to use my GoPro on every ride with the exception of 4 slides that were either closed or I had no interest of riding. Schlitterbahn has a huge variety of slides that you can ride, including tube slides, mat slides, raft slides, tube chutes, and the first 2 aqua coasters ever built. They also have 2 very unique rides, a surfing ride called the Boogie where you can ride on a bodyboard surfing artificial waves, as well as the 180-foot tall Sky Coaster, which I rode for the first time on my visit during Water Park Week. There are two main areas of the park, Schlitterbahn East and Schlitterbahn West. Both sections are included with your admission into the park, and there are trams that can drive you from one section to another, completely free of charge. I've found that the East section has the more thrilling and exciting rides, whereas the West section has more relaxing rides. This park has a lot of interesting things about it. Because of New Braunfels' German heritage, Schlitterbahn is a combination of the German words for slippery road. The park sits alongside the Canal River, and actually gets its water from the river. However, they use natural untreated water for the West section and treated water for the East section, so keep that in mind. Some of the rides in the West section are able to empty out into the Canal River, but the option to do that was not available when I went. However, Schlitterbahn is so popular in the summer that the park gets really crowded on a daily basis. If you don't want to wait hours for all the best water slides, Schlitterbahn offers a Blast Pass, which allows you to skip the lines on a select few popular water slides. They have two levels of the Blast Pass, a normal Blast Pass with regular wait times, as well as a Super Blast Pass, which cuts your wait time in half. You can select a ride to go on with your watch and then wait out the time it tells you to. Then, when your time is up, you tap in at the Blast Pass entrance and you can basically get right on the ride. Schlitterbahn honestly has something for everyone. Thrilling rides, relaxing rides, kids areas, and places to just sit around and relax. You can also stay overnight at Schlitterbahn in one of their many resort options. All in all, I always have a good time at the water park known as the hottest, coolest time in Texas. The fourth and final water park that I went to was Aquatica San Antonio, the water park attached to SeaWorld San Antonio. Unlike Whitewater Bay, you do need separate admission to get into this park. This is the largest water park in San Antonio, and it is truly remarkable. During my visit, I was able to ride all 8 slides, which include raft slides, body slides, tube slides, and mat slides. It was nice being able to get on all the slides because I was there with another person. We checked out some relaxing areas of the park, such as the wave pool, lazy river, and kids' play areas, including their Walkabout Waters play structure with a giant dump bucket, where I spent a lot of time this summer with my summer campers on Water Day. Aquatica also has a lot of animal encounter areas, such as radiated tortoises, Aldabra tortoises, and of course, the stingray touch pool called K-Ray Reef, where you can touch and feed the stingrays. You can also pay $25 for a stingray encounter, where you can wade with the stingrays and guitarfish. I did not do this on my visit here, but I did do it twice with the middle school camp group, and it's pretty terrifying, but cool nonetheless. We went to Waterstone Grill for lunch, and I got a pizza platter with a side of chips and a piece of chocolate cake. Aquatica is a very relaxing water park, and I really enjoyed my visit. So that ends the recap portion of this video, and once again, the links to the full videos will be down in the description. Now, let's get into things that I liked and I disliked. One thing worth noting as of the making of this video, the single ticket prices online are $34.99 for Aquatica, $52.99 for Schlitterbahn, $34.99 for Splashtown, and while Whitewater Bay is free with your admission into Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, single ticket prices are around $39.99 to get into Fiesta, Texas. Keep in mind that these are the prices that I am seeing online at this very moment, and that they could change anytime. I highly recommend buying your tickets online as it makes park entry very easy. I will put more links to the price pages for each park in the description below. Let's start with my favorite body slide, which is the free fall slides of Bahama Blaster at Whitewater Bay. This is a drop slide where you get into a capsule and the floor drops from underneath of you. There are two types of slides on Bahama Blaster, the Super Loop, which drops you down into a circle, and the Free Fall, which drops you straight down. The free fall slide is very thrilling, and there's no better feeling in the world of being dropped straight down from the capsule. My favorite family raft slide is Valhalla Wave at Aquatica. It starts you off very slow, but then eventually picks up speed and goes into a huge drop, sending you up a massive green halfpipe. You're practically perpendicular to the ground as you traverse the halfpipe, then come splashing down to the bottom of the slide, wishing you could go again. My favorite aqua coaster, although there are only 3 of them, is a no-brainer in my opinion. It is Master Blaster Schlitterbahn de Braunfels. This was the second aqua coaster ever built back in 1996 after its neighbor Dragon Blaster, now known as Dragon's Revenge, opened back in 1994. Master Blaster is one of the best water slides on the planet, giving you all the thrills, drops, and turns of a roller coaster combined with the water blasts and wetness of a water slide. It's hard to believe that this ride is only a year older than Great White at SeaWorld San Antonio and still rides like it's brand new. Not bad for a 25-year-old aquacoaster, am I right? My favorite lazy river is the Torrent at Schlitterbahn near Braunfels. This lazy river runs all the way around Blastenhof Tower, where Master Blaster is. You can either jump in a tube and casually float down the river, or go without it and swim around. There's also a wave machine that creates waves that get more and more powerful as you float down the river. It's a pretty nice way to relax, but just watch out for those waves. My favorite wave pool is Lone Star Lagoon at Whitewater Bay. While it functions as your typical water park wave pool, I do think it is very creative to shape the pool as the state of Texas. Creativity points put this wave pool at the top of my list. The best themed water park has to go to Aquatica. Walking into the park, you are surrounded by trees and greenery all around. There are also a lot of loudspeakers that play beach sounds like birds chirping, waves crashing down, and sometimes even dolphins vocalizing. They also play all kinds of relaxing music that makes you feel like you're in a tropical paradise. The best themed water slide is Dragon's Revenge at Schlitterbahn near Braunfels. Like I said earlier, this was the first water coaster ever built when it opened as Dragon Blaster in 1994. In 2008, the ride was completely rethemed into its current state. On Dragon's Revenge, you are one of the castle's residents, racing to get out of the castle with an angry dragon on the loose. Unfortunately, when I rode Dragon's Revenge, some of the special effects weren't working. There are usually some cutouts on the slide of a little dragon that wasn't working, but the effects that were working were excellent. There are a lot of creepy castle theming on some portions of the ride, really giving off that eerie atmosphere and making you feel like you really are in a castle. At the end of the slide, there is a water wall that projects the dragon shooting fire at you. You slide through the wall, getting soaking wet, and then plummet down the final drop, splashing down into the moat below. The ride even has its own soundtrack that plays through the queue, as well as some parts of the ride. Easily the best themed water slide that I've ever ridden, and one of the best slides at Schlitterbahn. Food is always a big part of any theme park, and my favorite meal that I had was the pizza platter meal at Waterstone Grill in Aquatica. This may have been the same pizza and chips combo that is at the Pizza and More restaurant in SeaWorld, but not only was the pizza really good, I also bought a slice of chocolate cake, which is the same cake that's at the Breakaway Cafe for ambassadors only. That meal really filled me up after a long day of riding slides at Aquatica. The most thrilling water park was Whitewater Bay. This water park has an impressive lineup of thrilling slides, including Bahama Blaster, Thunder Rapids Water Coaster, Tornado, Paradise Plunge, and Typhoon Twister. That's half of the slides at that park, all catering towards thrills. No other water park in San Antonio has more thrilling slides than Whitewater Bay. Picking my most thrilling ride was a tough one, but I decided that the most thrilling ride at a San Antonio water park was the Sky Coaster at Schlitterbahn near Braunfels. This may be a controversial decision, but it really is the most thrilling ride that I went on this week. You get towed up to the top of a 180-foot pole, then you pull the ripcord on your harness. This drops you down headfirst at a blistering pace, swinging you back and forth several times. If the water slides weren't thrilling enough for you, I definitely recommend trying this ride out because it is fantastic. The best park for moderate thrills is Splashtown San Antonio. The discount water park of the 210 is perfect for families. Most of their slides are prime examples of moderate thrills, with 3 tube slides and a mat slide. There are also tons of areas where kids can go on smaller slides and play around on play structures. The perfect water park for younger children and for those who want to experience a water park for the first time. I went on a lot of slides this week, but there was no ride more painful than the Serpentines at Splashtown San Antonio. Not only were the tubes incredibly small and the slide itself incredibly narrow, but midway through the slide, I fell out of my tube after hitting a turn, and it did not feel good. Easily the most painful and probably the worst water slide of the week. The best locker system was at Schlitterbahn near Braunfels. The lockers were a bit pricey, but they gave you the option of how far up you wanted your locker to be, and when you opened it, the locker door stayed open rather than having a spring separating the locker and the door, like at Aquatica and Whitewater Bay. Splashtown had the same locker doors too, but you had to always have a key with you to be able to open it. At Schlitterbahn, you just had to remember your locker number, access code, and the general area your locker was in to be able to open it. I can see how this would be a little challenging for someone who didn't have a good memory like I do, but I thought Schlitterbahn's locker system was really easy to access. Splashtown, however, does give you $5 cash if you turn in your key to them before you leave. Can't argue with a little extra cash, right? I went to 4 water parks this week: Whitewater Bay, Splashtown San Antonio, Schlitterbahn New Braunfels, and Aquatica San Antonio. But now, here's the big question. Which one of them is the best? Well, looking at this question from different perspectives, it really depends on what you like in a water park. For those who like thrilling slides, I recommend Whitewater Bay. For those who like places that cater towards small children, families, and water park rookies, I recommend Splashtown. For those who like riding lots of slides with cool technology and theming, I recommend Schlitterbahn. And for those who like to relax in a great environment and see cool animals, I recommend Aquatica. But which one is my favorite? When it's not packed to the brim with people, Schlitterbahn to Braunfels is definitely my pick. I have been going to Schlitterbahn since I was a little kid, and I've loved it ever since. Schlitterbahn, in my opinion, is a culmination of all the things that the other three water parks do really well at. It has thrilling slides like Whitewater Bay, theming and relaxing areas like Aquatica, and tons of family areas like Splashtown. So it goes without saying that Schlitterbahn is a jack-of-all-trades water park that has something for everyone to enjoy. Hopefully, by making this video, I was able to answer any questions you may have about all 4 water parks in and around the San Antonio area, and help you determine which water park is the best for you based on my personal experiences at each of the parks. I encourage each and every one of you to go out and experience the water parks for yourselves. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below for more awesome content from Texas theme parks and beyond. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss any new videos. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Comment down below any questions you may have about any of the water parks in San Antonio. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace out. Do you want to be in the video? Do you want to be in the video? Do you want to be in the video, Ems? Yes. Yes, you do. You want to be in the video. You want everyone to see how cute you are and what a good girl you are. Yes. Yes, I know.